Your station for new and original, raw and uncut talent. Talk, politics, and music.
Cha, 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 cha. Cha. Welcome back to Politics as Usual. I'm your host, Eric Wright, here to bring you the new information, the hot topics, giving it the black perspective or the overall perspective. We're here on True Executive Radio. We're now on our 11th episode. The goal is 50 episodes. We want to get that information out there. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the conversations about the topics that we put out. And if you haven't liked or shared yet, make sure you tap that button. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into some things we have today. The first topic I want to talk about, I saw a few headlines first. And then it led me to our first topic. One of the headlines I saw said that 5 people was crushed after a car tips over while doing donuts in a parking lot. Then I saw another title that said a woman that's 84 years old trips and falls in a grocery store parking lot and dies because she's ran over. We are seeing more and more of this, more and more accidents, more and more fatalities with driving. It seems like after COVID was over and the world opened back up, we lost the sense of driving and being careful and also protecting other people that's not in our vehicle. Now, those are the actions. What I wanted to bring to you is the response, because every city, every town is going to have a response to seeing people die, seeing the accidents go up and increase, and seeing car insurance increase 25 to 50% more than what it was a year ago, because more and more people are losing their lives and not being careful. So the first topic, Huntsville. Huntsville has a new hands-free ordinance. Now, what is this? Now, the hands-free ordinance says that if a police officer see you with any electronic device in your hand while operating a vehicle, you will be fined. That includes a phone, that includes a tablet, that includes GPS. And the only exceptions that they give, if you're legally parked, if you're calling 911, or you are a physician or a doctor that's responding to an emergency situation. The only thing that I want to say about this is we really can't complain when there's more roadblocks. We really can't complain when there are more traffic stops and more police presence, because their goal is to keep people safe. So if we have more and more accidents, you're going to see more and more police presence, and you're also going to see the local government do something to address people dying and fatalities that's happening. So don't be surprised if one of these ordinances come to a city near you. I know most of the cities already have ordinance about texting and driving. This takes it a step further to say you can't even have the phone in your hand. You can't have any electronic device in your hand. And this may get tricky because even a vape is a technically electronic device, because you do plug it up to charge it up. So keep that in mind. So that was the first topic. The second topic, I want to go to Mobile, Alabama. Now, Mobile is one of the most colorful places you're going to find in Alabama. And when I heard this headline, I didn't know whether to believe it or not. So the headline goes, a monk was found in Mobile, burned and bloodied. A monk, a Buddhist monk. This monk has a temple in Mobile, Alabama. No charges or investigation has started yet. And it doesn't seem like there's any criminal evidence. But there are Buddhist monks in Alabama. I didn't know that. When I first heard about the situation, and it was in Mobile, I thought it was one of the leprechaun situations. Do you remember the leprechaun a few years ago when they said that they spotted a leprechaun in Mobile and everybody was going down there, and I think it was a tree stump or something like that. Like I said, Mobile is a colorful place. I thought they was talking about, like a airbender or something like that. I didn't know that they were serious. I got a friend from Pritchard, Alabama, and I always give him hell because I saw a guy from Pritchard walking the alligator one day. Not a dog, alligator. Yes, Mobile is different. But just to let you know, there is a Buddhist community in Alabama, and there's one in Mobile. The guy, he was found with multiple burns all over his body, and I hope this wasn't a situation within protests like we've seen monks do in the past. They set themselves on fire for protests. I hope it wasn't one of those situations, but that did happen in the state of Alabama, and yes, there are Buddhist monks in Mobile, Alabama. Who would have known? Now, the last subject that I want to talk about, and this subject is, it's kind of weird. You see something happen, they always tell you, if you see something, say something, Some people say no snitching, or snitches get stitches, or whatever the case may be. But most people say, if you see something, say something. So this is a case where a lady in Chicago actually did that. She saw something and she wanted to speak out. She just happened to call the emergency hotline 11 times for the police. From 2019 and to 2022, the family was harassed online. There was a few shootings in the neighborhood. There was also a shooting in the neighborhood where the lady, last name Jones, her mother and her two daughters was inside. So these are some people that's terrified of what's going on outside in Chicago. They called the police to see if they can get some kind of resolution, to get some kind of safety. And you know what happened? She was sent the eviction letter. Yes, an eviction letter. Because she contacted the police so many times, and there's an ordinance that's in Chicago that was trying to make it easier to kick people out of their homes, or homeowners to kick tenants out of their home if they're using their home for a trap. You know what a trap is. A trap is a drug house where people come to purchase drugs. Usually have a lot of traffic, things like that. And it's hard to kick people out of your home, especially if they paid the bill, regardless of what they're doing in your home. So Chicago made it easier to get those people out and to weed out those bad characters within the neighborhood. But it also gave homeowners the ability to do this to tenants, to where they call the police too many times, you can file an eviction on them. And Miss Jones is currently in court now. Her and her family, her two daughters, were kicked out of their home for trying to be safe. They were only trying to be safe. They saw something and they tried to tell. They tried to alert the authorities, but I could understand. It's Chicago, and I'm pretty sure there's thousands of murders that goes on, a lot of violence there, and I wish that Miss Jones received some kind of justice, because she did the right thing on this. She did the right thing, and more people need to do that. She needs to be, we should celebrate her instead of punishing her for that. And that seems like what the homeowner did to her, along with the police department giving that information to the homeowner so they would have the right to put Ms. Jones out. So shouts out to Ms. Jones. I hope you receive the justice that you deserve. Remember, if you're driving, be safe. If you've been drinking, don't drive. Let somebody else drive. If you're tired, pull the fuck over and go to sleep. Like, wherever you going, it's still gonna be there. And if you want to get there faster, like my dad always said, leave earlier. Simple as that. Remember, if you can't filter through the bullshit, you always get fooled by it. Keep your head on the swivel.